Good morning, you curious cats. I'm going to make another video. Today's video is going to be on how to create wealth for beginners. So these are just some easy steps you guys can take to begin your wealth creation journey. This is, like I said, for beginners. This isn't advanced. I'll make other videos for more advanced techniques that you can use, but I'd like to start out with a few simple things here. So number one is change your perception on money. A lot of people perceive money as evil, and if you're going to think that all money and rich people are evil, you're going to have a hard time creating wealth because you have a bad relationship with money. So number one is change your perception on it. I like to view money as embodied energy because essentially that's what it is. It's an exchange of value. So when you give your time or your skills or your labor or something of the sort, you get money in exchange. So it is essentially embodied energy. You're giving your energy and you're being paid for it, and then you're able to store away that energy if you're able to create more than you're consuming. So that's number one. Change your perception on money and start to see it as embodied energy and a tool that you can use. Number two is start your nest egg. So when I was 22 or 20 actually, I decided that $1,000 meant I was broke. So before that, I would go out and I would just keep spending all my money every time I got paid, and I would end up paycheck to paycheck. So what I did is I decided that I wanted to have a minimum amount of money in my account so that if an unforeseen bill came up, I would have money there to pay for it. So what I did is I decided $1,000 meant I was broke. If my account got down to $1,000, I would tell my friends, I'm sorry, I can't go out, I'm broke. And you can pick your own amount. You can start with $100, start with $500, whatever you're comfortable with. But that's a great way to start to create wealth. So another one is look for ways to earn extra money. So what I would do is I would have my day job and I would work my 8 hours, and I always took overtime if it was available. And then what I would do is I would look for side jobs. So I've been an electrician for 20 years, and what I would do is I would work for an employer, but then I would see if there was clients that maybe needed some extra stuff done on the side that I could come back later that evening and do a bit of work for them on the side and earn a little extra cash that way. So that's something to do. Look for extra ways you can earn cash to help build up your wealth. And another thing I like to do that I was told by a really wealthy fella is only buy what you need. So many of us are just, we buy what we want. Of course, we all want all the nice things, but do you actually need it? So what I like to do before I buy something, I say, do I actually need this? Do I need this new fancy watch? Do I need these brand new shoes? Or are my shoes just fine? Can I go another year with wearing these shoes? So that's one thing. Ask yourself, do you need it? Or do you just want it? So that's one thing. Another thing is a lot of people try and save money by buying cheaper quality stuff. Now, what happens is you end up buying that same thing over and over because it breaks. It's low quality. So something I heard the other day that I really like is I can only afford to buy the best quality thing because you can't afford to keep buying it. So save your money, pay a little extra, but buy the thing once. So that's another tip. Never buy liabilities on credit. So a lot of people have credit cards and they end up buying these liabilities. They'll buy the new motorbike, the new boat, a bunch of new clothes, a trip they probably didn't need to do, some luxurious vacation, and they put it on credit card. Now, if you're doing that and then you end up paying interest on it, you're just really going the wrong way. So never use credit to buy liabilities. Really wealthy, smart people only use credit to buy assets that are going to make them money, so that the asset that you buy is making enough money to pay the interest on the credit as well, and some. So if you're buying liabilities, you're only going backwards because now you've bought a liability that's not making you any money and you have to pay the interest. Now, this is a more advanced technique. This is once you're a little better with your money. But what I like to do is I look around, I shop around, and I get a credit card that offers a point system. So a lot of them will do 1% back. And what you want to do is you can do a lot of your bigger purchases with your credit card and then just make sure you pay it off every month. I set a reminder in my phone a few days ahead so that I make sure that's always paid on time. You don't want to risk being late. That can affect your credit. And also you don't want to risk paying the interest, as credit cards have high interest rates. So that's another thing. If you're always paying your credit card on time, then you can get that extra 1% cash back. And if you're spending a decent amount of money at the end of the year, you might have a few $100s in there. That's just bonus money that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So that's another technique. Another thing I like to do is I always shop around. I buy used when I can. So if I decide I need something, first thing I do is I check the buy and sells, and I look for something that's maybe, you don't want to buy old junky used stuff. But if you look around, a lot of people buy these brand new things and find out they can't afford them. And you can easily save 30 to 50% on an item by searching for used. Another thing I do is I'll wait for it to come on sale. So if I can't find it used, I just have a bit of patience. And instead of going out and buying that thing right away, I'll wait and I shop around. I look online, I go into stores. And another thing, you'd be surprised. You can ask for deals in a lot of these stores. A lot of people think that because it's a big chain that you can't ever ask for a deal. Quite the contrary. What I'll do, I'll often ask for a manager, and you can just say, do you have any wiggle room on this? Are you able to cut the tax? Are there any sale prices coming up? Can you do any better on this item? So it never hurts to ask. You can always ask if they can do better, and often you'll find that they can, especially bigger ticket items. You'll find that you can actually get them down on the price. So another thing is minimize your monthly bills, your monthly payments. So really look at your bill payments online, wherever you pay those, and take stock of it and ask yourself, do I need the $150 cell phone bill? Is there any way I could get that down? Look at your data plans. Look at ways you might be able to save money. Call your company, your phone provider, and say, look, I can't afford this. This $150 bill, it's just too much for me. What can you do? Is there a better plan? Otherwise, I might have to switch companies. And you'll be surprised what they come up with to keep you as a client. They'll often find ways that they can offer you a cheaper plan. Another thing, if you do mess up on your credit card payment and you find that you're stuck paying interest, I often call them and I ask them if they can reverse the interest payment. I say, look, I made a mistake. I thought I paid that. Is there any way you can forgive the interest charge on that? And often they do. So that's another thing. It never hurts to ask. Another thing, when you're trying to get ahead, is you want to take stock of all your debt and pay off the highest interest debt first. So as you start to accumulate wealth, the first thing you want to do is pay off your debt, because you're paying interest on that. So you're paying extra money that you don't need to be. So the first thing you want to do is identify your highest interest debts, which is usually credit cards, and pay that off first. And another thing you can do is consolidate your debt. So talk to your bank, there's sometimes these companies that will do debt consolidation. If you have a bunch of debt on different credit cards and whatnot, you can often find somebody that will consolidate all of that debt into one payment at a lower interest. So that's one thing. You can sometimes take out a line of credit with the bank, which is at a lower interest than these credit cards. And then you can use that to pay off your credit card debt and start to pay off your debt as quickly as possible. Excuse me, because it's the interest that kills you. Smart people only use debt when, like I said, they're buying an asset that's producing them money. So that's the first thing you want to do, is pay off high interest debt. And another thing I do is when I shop for food, I don't go out and say, oh, I want fish tacos tonight and I need everything to make fish tacos, and then I just buy it no matter what the price is. My approach is I go out and I search for what's on sale, and I only buy what's on sale, and then I figure out a way to make my meals with what was on sale. So that's a good way you can save money. And another thing I do is when stuff's on sale for good prices, I buy in bulk. And I don't just shop at one store. I shop at 2 or 3 stores, and I hit every one, and I become familiar with prices. And when something's a good price, I buy 5 or 6 of them and I stock up. I put them in the pantry. And that's just another easy way to start getting ahead financially. Another one is take care of your things. I see a lot of people that just, they don't value their stuff enough. They're dropping their phone all the time. They're cracking the screen. They're beating up their cars. They don't do their oil changes, that kind of stuff. And they end up spending a lot more money than they have to. So take care of your stuff. Realize that your phone is a $500 item. 500 to, some people are spend $1,000. I always get my phone used, and I save quite a bit of money that way. And then I take good care of it. Never put it in your back pocket. That kind of stuff. You end up sitting on it. You buy nice stuff and you take care of it, value it, so you're not buying the same thing. And you don't always need the brand new thing. Don't go out and buy the brand new phone. I often have my cell phone for 5 or 6 years. Yeah, it might not be the latest thing, but it works. You know, I often wear my stuff till it has holes in it. I buy a lot of stuff from the thrift stores, that kind of stuff. It's our insecurities that they sell us on. It's, if you don't feel comfortable, if you're always looking for something to make you feel better, look better, etc., you're going to get stuck into these marketing schemes where you're always buying new stuff, thinking it's going to make you look better, feel better, and whatnot. If you can be comfortable in your own skin, then you'll be fine with the stuff you have, and you'll wear it out till it you can't wear it anymore. So another thing is, I never buy new vehicles. These people buying these brand new vehicles, brand new snowmobiles, brand new motorbikes. If you have to have these things, buy used. Shop around. I always buy Toyota trucks. They seem to last forever. I never have any maintenance costs, and I often end up selling them for more than I paid. And very few people do that. Most people go and they buy brand new, they drive it off the lot right away, your car's worth half. So that kind of thing. You don't need the brand new car. Just be okay with having a little bit older of a vehicle. Just buy a good quality one and take care of it. So that's another thing you can do. One thing I like to do is, when I'm done with something, I try and sell it before it is completely worthless. So if you are buying a new phone every 2 or 3 years, try and sell your old one. There's a lot of people that are shopping to buy you stuff. They can't afford the brand new stuff. So instead of letting it all accumulate and sit around your house, sell what you can and get some cash back. Use it to pay off your debt. Use it to grow your nest egg. And those are just some of the simple ways that you can start to accumulate wealth and start to grow your wealth. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys find value in that. And please like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and I will do my best to bring you guys value and to find ways that we can all start to grow wealth and accumulate wealth moving forward. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your time and checking out the video. With that being said, much love, God bless, and enjoy your day. As always, just a gorgeous sunrise.